What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Today's video, we're going to be doing a kind of a fun what-if scenario. Obviously, if you guys have not been keeping up with NBA Twitter, NBA reports recently, Kemba Walker and the Boston Celtics kind of mutually agreed to part ways. I think Kemba didn't feel wanted under Danny Ainge after, he reportedly did try to trade him for Drew Holiday around the trade deadline last year. Obviously, that didn't happen, and whenever something like that does happen, tensions are probably going to run a little high. A player might want out, kind of similar to Kemba Walker. That whole experiment just really didn't work out in Boston, unfortunately. But that being said, we're going to be doing the Dallas Mavericks side of this today. You can probably figure out where I'm going with this of who is going to be traded here. I mean, if you look at, Dallas in real life, who's really not working in Dallas right now, that being Kristaps Porzingis. So I actually gave my thoughts on this exact trade yesterday in my 10 realistic trades for Kemba Walker video. If you guys have not seen that one, I highly recommend checking it out. If you guys didn't see my update video the other day as well, we're kind of splitting content right now. We're going to be doing some NBA videos that are not rebuilds, and then we'll probably be doing rebuilds right now. I think we're going to probably just go every other day. We have a really good schedule going right now, and I'm really excited about that. So as always, if you guys do have any other video ideas, feel free to comment them down below here. And if you guys are new to the channel, 43% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed, man. I'd love to get that number down to 0. I'd love to have every one of you subscribed. But also, huge announcement, not really a huge announcement, but this is kind of you guys, your chance to be featured in a video if you want. I tweeted out on Twitter yesterday, give me some hot NBA takes to react to for a video, which you guys are actually going to see tomorrow. So the guys on Twitter have a little bit of a leg up on you all because, they went ahead and they saw this tweet yesterday. So that's why I recommend you follow me on Twitter. But if you want to comment some NBA hot takes, they can be whatever you want. I'm going to be putting them all in a video. I'm going to be reacting to them. That's going to be my next non-rebuild video, and that one will be coming out tomorrow. So definitely make sure to get those down below along with any other video ideas. So that being said, I did the exact trade, or I believe exactly something very similar to what the trade I did in, the video yesterday. It was Kemba Walker, a first-round pick from the Celtics next year, top 10 protected, and a second-round pick in 2025 straight up for Kristaps Porzingis. Now, there definitely could be a few more pieces in this deal. I'm not saying, with 100% certainty this would be exactly what the deal would look like, but I gave my thoughts on it. I don't really think something like this is going to happen. I think you can definitely get better value for Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, no, he hasn't been performing tremendously well in Dallas. Yes, he does want out, so that does hurt his trade value a little bit. Not on the best contract in the world, but you all saw what he could do, especially at his time in New York. Man was literally an NBA unicorn. A lot of people ended up referring to him as that. So, the Kemba side of this, if you're the Dallas Mavericks, you definitely get a nice veteran piece, can help mentor Jalen Brunson and kind of take some of the on-ball pressure off of Luka Doncic a little bit with Kemba. That is, if he can stay healthy, but you're lucky to maybe get 50, 55 games out of Kemba Walker in a full 82-game season if he is healthy, even like in a normal year, and that depends all if he has like a big knee injury issue again or something like that. So for that reason, I don't think this is going to happen. I got a couple video requests for this one. I thought it'd be a fun idea anyways, with all the Kemba rumors going on. So that being said, we went ahead and made that trade. So now we can kind of take a look at this roster. Obviously, I had to sim an entire season, so our record's a little bit different than what it was. Just because of the fact that Start Today doesn't work because 2K is such a quality product, man. Such a quality product. It gets better every year. I love it, man. So I am going to be moving Luka to the shooting guard spot. I can play him at small forward too if I have to. I mean, I can literally play him anywhere. But I'm super excited to use Luka Doncic today. When I send that first season there, he actually did win an MVP. So something that will probably be happening very shortly in real life. So we'll sim up to the draft right now. We're in the playoffs like they are in real life, or were in real life. So I guess, that kind of gives us, a little bit better. We actually don't have a first round pick. Who has our first round pick? I'm trying to think of teams they've done trades with recently off the top of my head. It's hard to do this and scroll at the same time. Mavericks. Okay, nope, that's a second round pick. Am I just? Oh, it's the New York Knicks. Okay, so it's pick 15 from the Knicks. What trade would that be? Oh, it's probably from the Porzingis trade. Dumbass. That's what it would be from. So we do not have a first round pick this year. I think there's a lot I can do with this team. I think Dwight Powell definitely, if I move down to that power forward spot, probably going to boost some of that trade value a little bit. I'm excited to use Josh Green. I think he can definitely be a developmental guy, come off the bench for me. Obviously still only 20 years old, was their first round pick in the 2020 draft. Tyrell Terry as well. Their first overall pick in the second round of last year's draft. I don't mind Maxi Kleber. He can stretch the floor a little bit. But that being said, Luka definitely needs some help. Kemba only can provide so much of that. Obviously not on a great contract. Probably going to go ahead and pick up that player option if he was smart. I mean, good thing I don't play with injuries in these videos, man. That's definitely one of the good things I would say about these kind of rebuilds in the state of 2K right now. So that being said, I wouldn't mind maybe trying to get a draft pick, maybe including Dwight Powell, maybe shedding some of that unwanted salary we do have on this roster currently. So see what we can get into here. All right, so the Orlando Magic have the 8th overall pick in this year's 2021 NBA draft. I think it would be a pretty good pickup. You know, we shed $11 million for the next 2 seasons from Dwight Powell. Yes, I think he could be potentially useful here, probably off the bench. I just don't know. I mean, yes, we did just trade Porzingis, so we kind of are in a need for big men, but I think we can definitely get an upgrade. You know, pick 8 saves us some money, gets us a little bit younger. I wouldn't mind this deal whatsoever. Also, I want to make myself abundantly clear these are not realistic rebuilds. If this is one of your first times watching me, the only reason I made that kind of realistic trade with Kemba is because I probably could have got him for a Snickers bar and a handshake, if we're being honest. But yeah, we're going to do this deal. It's just a first-round pick in 2025. We get Michael Carter-Williams on this team who, you know, could be good, I guess, maybe as a backup. But we do have Jalen Brunson and Tyrell Terry. So I'm also going to have to make a decision on these 2 guys. Brunson is a free agent. Oh, no, he has another year of team control. So that being said, we do now have the 8th overall pick in this year's draft, and let's see what happens. So we're here in the draft at pick 8 right now. Obviously, the front court's kind of what we do need to be working on. You know, trading Kristaps Porzingis is definitely no small thing, which he does need to be replaced, especially because he does put up such unicorn numbers in this game. So, you know, I can take a look at the guys who've already gone so far. Obviously, it's the usuals: Cunningham, Mobley, Green, Suggs, Kuminga, all these fun guys right here. I would have loved one of these 2, either Scotty Barnes or Usman Garuba. You know, I do get them both a decent amount. They typically run off the bench for me, just because we need front court right now, and that's, you know, definitely our number one focus. I mean, if I want to run Tim Hardaway Jr. at the small forward spot, I can do that. You know, obviously, I don't really want to do that in the long term, but for at least the season, it's probably doable, especially with the way our front court's looking right now. So I think I'm going to take Alperen Sengun. I'm probably butchering that name, from Turkey, 19 years old, only 6'9". Nice. His ceiling is Miles Plumley. Okay, maybe I will not be drafting our boy Alperen here. Kai Jones, really? Like prime Jared Dudley? Like, what are all these guys' ceilings? Jamal Mashburn? Okay, Evan Turner's his bench. Brandon Jennings. This actually, I forgot 2K even had this. Brandon Jennings comparison there. You know, I just don't think that I want a guy whose ceiling here is Miles Plumley. These are his stats from, you know, I guess overseas: 11.5 points, 12 rebounds. You know what? Screw it. I don't really care. We're just going to take him, our boy Alperen. You know, I'm probably absolutely murdering that name, but Alperen Sengun is what I'm going to call him. He's going to be a 72 overall for us. We'll definitely not be starting probably for any point of this video. But we did shed money. We definitely did do that. So Josh Richardson does decline. I'm going to probably try to bring him back in some sort of sign and trade. Jalen Brunson honestly could be on his way out as well. You know, he's obviously on a tremendous contract right here. I just think we're probably going to give the reins to Tyrell Terry as the backup point guard, especially with Kemba Walker coming in here now. And we're probably going to include MCW in a trade as well. So that being said, Luka Doncic obviously here. Very excited to use him. We do need to figure out this small forward spot. I don't really love Josh Green starting. I wouldn't mind him off the bench. And our boy Alperen Sengun. Willie Cauley-Stein, not a huge fan of. We'll see where this goes, though. Power forward's definitely the one glaring issue right now. So, with that all being said, we're probably going to look. Wow, Chris Paul made it to free agency, the point god himself. We're probably just going to use our little cap space to go ahead and re-sign these 2 guys. I think Tim Hardaway Jr. definitely for a year in the starting rotation wouldn't be that bad. We'll give him a 2-year deal with a play. Actually, I'm going to do a 2 and a 1. That's not bad right there. And then Josh Richardson, unfortunately, is probably going to be a sign and trade, so I'm actually going to give him a little more money. Just to kind of go ahead and boost that contract, so we maybe matched up with a few of the bigger contracts. I think Nico Melli's time here has probably come to a close. And then unfortunately, it might be Boban's time as well. So we now have some trade pieces on this team. I think Brunson, Michael Carter-Williams definitely be gone. I mentioned Richardson's probably going to be gone. Probably even Trey Burke as well, just because we do have Luka, doesn't need a backup. So, you know, we got a lot of moving pieces right now. This team's kind of getting a full-ass overhaul. Let's get into the first trade. So I know you're all going to call me crazy for this one. One, because I make fun of Mr. Triple Single so many times a day, pretty much. It's pretty much a daily occurrence in my life. But if we're being honest here, rebuilds do get extremely repetitive when I go ahead and get, you know, the same 4 or 5 guys at the power forward spot every time. You know, really any position for that matter. You know, we get a little bit of variety here with Draymond Green. And if we're being honest, I think Draymond Green's kind of the perfect guy to play next to Luka Doncic, if we're being honest. You know, he's obviously a tremendous defensive player, can definitely make some passes if he needs to. I think him and Luka would kind of be a deadly duo in the playmaking department. So we also get an unprotected first-round pick from Detroit. That also had a little bit to do with it. But Josh Richardson, Jalen Brunson heading there. Probably not my best trade I've ever made. I'd actually like to see, can I maybe get this done without having to? Okay, yeah, that's more like it. I was just seeing if I actually had to give up Brunson in that deal. I would prefer, you know, definitely what we got there. So for at least 1 year, Draymond Green, Mr. Triple Single himself, will be starting at the power forward position for me. Not coming off the best year ever at 6.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists per game, 1 steal, just under 1 block. You know, just 24% from 3, 37% from the field. So we're definitely not getting prime, you know, 2015, 2016 Draymond Green right here. But hopefully serviceable enough for a year. I guess Kleber will probably run his backup for at least one more season. I don't want to start Willie Cauley-Stein. So, that being said, I know I just didn't go ahead and trade Jalen Brunson, but he definitely is probably going to be in the next trade. So, whatever that move will be, I will see you guys with it. So we're going to try to do this trade here with the Memphis Grizzlies, one of the more underrated centers in the NBA, in my opinion, and just in general, even in, when we're talking about real basketball. And Jonas Valanciunas, the man puts up tremendous numbers both in real life and in this game. I mean, he's a double-double machine, basically. So, I wouldn't mind a center that's, maybe a little bit more offensively oriented than Jonas Valanciunas. Not that 14 points per game is necessary. 14 to 15 points a game is bad. Obviously, the majority of the scoring centers, the Nikola Jokic's of the world, the Joel Embiid's of the world, are not within, stone's throwing distance. We're probably going to have to do with what we got here. So, Brunson, Cauley-Stein, and Trey Burke's going to be what I'm offering. If I can get this done without a pick, that would be tremendous. They still don't want to do that. So now I'm going to try to do it with strictly second-round picks. Again, don't know if this is going to go through, but I am pretty limited in the first-round pick department. They still don't want to do it. How about if I go ahead and give you Maxi Kleber? And they agree to that. Absolutely perfect, Jonas Valanciunas. And I guess we're going to get our boy Alperen Sengun here. Sengun, some minutes here. Who, if, taking a look at his overalls in every single category here, doesn't really do much well. That being said, he's only 19 years old. I'm not expecting him to be tremendous. But, all right, so I think Dorian Finney-Smith's going to go ahead and probably get me a new backup power forward, and then we're going to probably call it a day. Again, we don't have a ton of scoring off the bench at this point in time, especially in the veterans scoring off the bench. But I think we can work with this team for at least a year. I do not want Dean Wade on this team. That's just not going to do it for me. So what we're going to do, load up on a first-round pick from the Knicks. We're going to go ahead and sign a different backup power forward. Doug McDermott would be a tremendous veteran, tremendous shooter off the bench for me. Perfect fit for this team. I'm excited to see what this team can do. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 1. So it's a very interesting looking rotation here, at the start of year number 1. Obviously Kemba Walker is regressing a little bit. Draymond Green definitely is overall took a little bit of a hit. So this is technically a Kemba Walker rebuild. So, in the past when I do these kind of, scenario trading rebuilds, typically I do keep the player the entire video. I will do my absolute best to keep Kemba this whole video. I don't really want to, if I'm being honest. It all really depends how he does play, because he's probably going to accept his player option after this season, which is worth just over $37.5 million for probably at the time a 32-year-old Kemba. Very injury prone. I don't play with those on, but, it's just regression in general is not going to be good. But we do have a nice young superstar, 22-year-old Luka Doncic, who's obviously a free agent this offseason, is going to be getting a lot of money from me. Very excited about him. Tim Hardaway Jr. probably only going to be here for a year, but again, I can work with that for a year. Mr. Triple Single himself and Draymond Green, play good defense, dude. I don't need you to score the basketball. Just average maybe 6+ at all the big three of points, rebounds, and assists. Jonas Valanciunas, also a free agent this offseason, so we got a lot of free agents this offseason. Tim Hardaway Jr., yeah, he's not. But, we definitely have to worry about Valanciunas as well. He's not someone we can just let walk out the door. And then the bench probably does need some work as well. Dougie McBuckets, Josh Green, Tyrell Terry. So we decided to roll with the two young guys, off the bench. And I'm actually perfectly fine by that. They're both locked up for the entire video. Then we got our boy Alperen Sengun. So we just kind of need to figure out, some more veteran pieces off the bench at some point in time, I think. Definitely not all three of these guys are going to be off the bench the entire video. I can pretty confidently say that. So, that being said, we're at an interesting spot right now. We're number 13th in the power rankings preseason. I do not know how this season's going to go, though. Let's see what happens. So we wrap up the first season here. We're actually a 4 seed here in the Western Conference, which, if I'm being honest, is probably a little bit higher than I was actually expecting this team to be. But Luka technically wins his second MVP of this video, because I do have to sim an entire first season, but I'm only going to count it as his first. 35.5 points, almost 36, 9 boards, 10 assists, 1 steal, half a block, 53.5 from the field, 75.5 from the free throw line, and 45% from 3. I will take it. I will take it any day of the week. Evan Mobley, Rookie of the Year for the Charlotte Hornets. Nice numbers from him. Cade Cunningham, 6th Man of the Year. That's an interesting fit. I guess you maybe could slide. I don't know. I feel like D'Angelo Russell and Cade Cunningham are both players, because I've watched a lot of Cade Cunningham highlights. I feel like, especially, it's not, him in the NBA, but anything can change. But I feel like they're both better with the ball, so I feel like they're both probably better point guards. You could slide Ant up to the 3, I guess, and maybe try to run a backcourt of both of them. I don't know how well that would work, but I'm not really giving my thoughts on that. Jonathan Isaac wins 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards every single video. There is legitimately nothing that changes in that department. And Obi Toppin, Most Improved, Stan Van Gundy's fat-ass Coach of the Year. Him and the New Orleans Pelicans win 55 games. We win 47. And got to dance with Minnesota here in the first round. So player stats, obviously Luka Doncic was going to be scoring the basketball quite a bit. I was definitely expecting that, especially with the roster here that I built. Doug McDermott, let's say, yeah. So Draymond, 5.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, just under 6 assists. Okay, is there a way is there like a defensive stat here? Points allowed per game. So he averaged he allowed in like 11.5 points a game, which like compared to some of these other guys is obviously a lot better. This would be opponent field goals made per game. That's not him. 5 field goals a game. Fouls per game 3. Opponent field goals attempted per game. What is the wait? What? Oh, made and attempted. Okay. Opponent field goal percentage is 50%. Okay, maybe he just doesn't have any more. His plus minus is 3.5, so it's not horrible. It's not great, but whatever. Probably our last season of Draymond Green. I tried, man. I tried. I can only go as far as I didn't even show you the starting 5 here for Minnesota. Sorry. D'Lo, Edwards, Culver, Olynyk, Karl-Anthony Towns. You're not even where. Oh my god! I was like, where the hell is Anthony Edwards? And I skipped right over him. I'm like, what in the world? Did they trade him? We lose in 5. Okay, really was not expecting to lose in 5. I definitely could have seen us losing that team, but not in 5. Denver goes on to win the finals. Nikola Jokic. Finals MVP as Denver beats the Atlanta Hawks. Pretty fun, interesting NBA finals right there. So, we're going to head up to league meetings right now. We got, 3 approved today. I like to look at these and just see how, occasionally how dumb some of these are. Opposing teams want to hit the bonus after 6 fouls being committed in an overtime period. Okay. Change the front court time to give is it 8 right now? Or is it 10 maybe? I don't know. That's whatever. Teams are prohibited from 21st round picks. Isn't that the Stepien rule? Isn't that already a thing? I don't know. Whatever. Oh, maybe because I have the Stepien rule off, or maybe there's some other, fun tidbit in there. So, draft lottery, we are projected the 13th overall pick from the New York Knicks. It's obviously unprotected. And it looks like that Detroit pick that we got, it actually might be a couple years from now, whatever. So we do end up with the 13th overall pick. Definitely could be in some sort of trade. Rick Carlisle, I'm going to give 1 more year to. Still has pretty good ratings. Not great ratings, but they're not bad. Okay. Logan Smith, you want to come in here? Honestly, you're a lot cheaper anyways. So we'll head up to the NBA draft right now. 13th overall pick. We have enough young talent off the bench, and I don't really think we're drafting a starter at pick 13 here. We also have 23 from our own picks. So I think we definitely could look to make some upgrades right now. The beginning of year, number 2, you typically don't want your highest overall player on the team to be a 79 overall. Obviously, Luka Doncic, Kemba Walker will probably be back on this team. Well, yes, you know what I'm saying. But let's probably get into some trades right now. So we're just getting rid of the money at this point on the contract. Draymond Green is going to be heading to Chicago for 2 first, or actually it's 1 first-round pick. Actually, does anybody want to give me 2 first-round picks? That's a Golden State pick. It's probably going to be valuable. I just will take the picks, honestly, from anybody. I'm just trying to dump the money at this point, so I'll just do this one with Chicago. It doesn't really matter. So we'll stick to what we had originally. Draymond in the game is obviously a lot worse than I think he currently is in real life. That's what I'm not saying that Draymond's still, a star player at any point in real life. I think he is, honestly, at this point, maybe a little underrated. People shit on him a lot for, especially, his just statistics playing up. All the numbers junkies out there who don't really pass the eye test really with him. Probably give him a lot more shit than he deserves. I mean, what was he, 3rd or 4th in Defensive Player of the Year voting? I mean, that's still pretty crazy, in my opinion. Especially, he's still doing that tremendously elite defense at his age. He's not 35, but he's like 31 at this point. But you know what I'm saying. That being said, Tim Hardaway Jr. didn't necessarily have a bad year for us, but again, somebody has to score the basketball. So I think he could be on his way out as well. I just don't know what I'd be able to get from him. Like, if I package him, Tyrell Terry, in our 13th overall pick, am I really getting any crazy offers here? Yeah, not really. So I might have to do something manually, and let's see if we can get something like that done. Oh boy, okay. Did not think that trade would be going through. We just picked up Kemba Walker's old teammate, Jaylen Brown. We gave quite a bit for it in Tim Hardaway Jr., Tyrell Terry, Doug McDermott, who was a key piece off our bench. Our 13th overall pick this year, an unprotected Pistons pick next year, and our Bulls pick that we did just trade for. So, that being said, Jaylen Brown's an absolutely huge addition to this team that is definitely needed. A 2-way, almost elite, probably 2-way player at this point, but he's obviously a huge addition to this team. So we're not going to be drafting anybody. We do still have our 23rd overall pick. I would just like maybe a future first, just kind of reload on one there. And we'll now head up to team player options. Kemba Walker obviously accepts that. We'll bring back Josh Green. We're now going to head into qualifying offers where Luka Doncic is hopefully going to save me a little bit of money right now because I'm just going to go ahead, kind of max him out right now, and he's going to get 1 more year of his qualifying, which is very nice. I am going to pay Valanciunas because I think it is needed. So yes, we're going to get them both back on this team. Absolutely crucial. Doncic is going to get his qualifying because this game's a little fun, a little bit glitched. We still have $13 million here, so that's probably going to work on kind of making the bench a little bit better. I mean, obviously we don't have a power forward, so we do need to work on that as well. But who can I afford in the power forward department? Like a Chris Boucher, honestly, wouldn't even be that bad. Can stretch the floor a little bit. Could I use that money on maybe a Marcus Smart? I could, but actually, honestly, let's give Chris Boucher a shot. We're going to go ahead and give him $12.5 million a year. If he wants to come here, honestly, not bad at all. I mean, probably going to put up some better offensive numbers at least than Draymond Green, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Alperen Sengun's still going to be my backup center. Hopefully he can progress a little bit. So we need a backup power forward and we need a backup point guard, and we can kind of call it an off season. Let's see. Probably want a defensive focused point guard behind Kemba Walker at this point. Backup power forwards we have right here, like JaMychal Green, Chandler Hutchinson. Honestly, don't mind that. Get a little bit more youth on the team a little bit, and then we can kind of go back up point guard that's a little bit older on this team. Or maybe I can trade for one. Actually, this is going to be glitchy. It's going to let me sign Taj Gibson. I'm going to move Taj Gibson. Again, he's not making a ton of money, so we're probably only going to get really offered young guys. When, again, I know I just said we get a nice young piece here in Chandler Hutchinson, but I would like to add a couple veterans to this team. I need a backup point guard. Shake Milton would be cool. He is 6'5", might be a little bit of a stretch. Or I could just pick Tyrell Terry back up. All right, cool. We can call that fair. All right, Tyrell Terry took a quick vacation. He's officially back on this team. This team's definitely looking a little bit better, I would say. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2. So we're at the start of year number 2 right now. We obviously have 2 changes to the starting 5. One a little bit more significant than the other. But nonetheless, 2 new changes. Kemba Walker, Luka Doncic remains our backcourt. I mean, we take a look at Kemba's numbers last year. He had a pretty solid turnaround year. I mean, 23 points, 3 boards, 5.5 assists, 1.5 steals, shot 41% from 3, 45% from the field, 92% from the free throw line. So, I mean, it's not like Kemba's a bad player. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. It's not like Kemba's a bad player in any way, shape, or form. I think obviously, here in 2K without injuries being on definitely helps a little bit, but that being said, if I'm still a Dallas Maverick in real life, I probably don't do this trade. I think you can get definitely much value somewhere else trying to look to trade Porzingis. I mean, there's probably a couple teams that have some young talent that aren't as good, that are kind of looking for a bigger name there. They can probably take a flyer on him, maybe give you some nice young pieces back. As much as Dallas probably wants to compete right now, Luka Doncic, you probably have close to 15 more years of him being in the NBA. I don't think you have to, really stress too much right now. Luka Doncic is probably not going anywhere. I think he loves Dallas. I think he loves Mark Cuban. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant. I know I do this all the time. But moral of my story is if you're the Dallas Mavericks, do not trade for Kemba Walker. I can tell you that. That being said, I think Kemba does need to find a new home. Kemba Walker, Luka Doncic, Jaylen Brown, Chris Boucher, Jonas Valanciunas are starting 5 bench. Tyrell Terry, Chandler Hutchinson, Josh Green, and Alperen Sengun. So no, I did not work on getting more veterans to the bench. I actually made the bench even younger. But that being said, these guys are all progressing pretty nicely. I mean, except for maybe our boy Alperen right here. But we got Terry back after a quick hiatus with the Boston Celtics, but we're solid. We were a 4 seed last year, lost in the first round of Minnesota. I'm trying to be maybe a 2-3 seed this year, maybe win at least one first round matchup. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. So not something you see a lot. LaMelo Ball wins an MVP here in just his 3rd season. But wow, 31.5 points, 8 boards, 8 assists, 2 steals a game, 49% from the field, 42 almost % from three-point land. Wow, what a season for LaMelo. Victor is your Rookie of the Year in Houston. Cade Cunningham, 6th Man of the Year again. Jonathan Isaac, yeah, this doesn't change. I wonder, if you override this, obviously it filters it by points per game. So it would be interesting if maybe this could filter it by, maybe defensive stats of some sort. It's just I don't know. Not that I would ever override a defensive player of the year because I don't really care that much, but you know what I'm saying. LaMelo most improved, Steve Clifford coach here. Charlotte was good. Is he? Yeah, he's Charlotte head coach still. I guess LaMelo's just seriously carrying this team. They picked up Evan Mobley as well. That would help a little bit. I would definitely say. So we are a 2 seed here in the Western Conference at 53-29. I will absolutely take that. We take a look at some player stats right now. Luka's obviously leading us in scoring. I don't think anybody was doubting that. Followed by Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, a little bit of a more down year, but Tyrell Terry kind of boosting those numbers a little bit. Maybe giving Kemba a little bit of a run for his money. Honestly, I don't want to trade Kemba, but if Tyrell Terry's going to put up very similar numbers to him, I mean, obviously he has 3 less assists. I mean, he shot better from the field. Did he shoot better from 3? Shot better from 3, and he's obviously, 11 years younger, making a whole lot of less money. Could have been a candidate for most improved, honestly. I might have to consider it. I might have to definitely at least consider it. He also played a few less minutes as well. I mean, this is a Kemba Walker rebuild, man, but, nothing saying that the Dallas Mavericks couldn't have something like this happen in real life if they were dumb enough to actually make this trade. But that being said, we do have the Utah Jazz here in the first round. Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, who I think is going to be tremendous in one. I mean, obviously he's tremendous right now. I just think he's going to be, without a doubt, a top 2-3 shooting guard in this league in a very short amount of time. So we do have a first round matchup with them. Obviously 2 great young shooting guards right now. We do go on to beat them in 6. Us to the Lakers, Brunson, our old friend, Josh Christopher, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Andre Drummond, who, let me guess. Yep, I'm not even going to look at his money because he's probably, actually I am going to look at the money. I know I always do this. Yep, there it is. There's that fat contract that he So rightfully deserved for 12 and 12, which is just empty stats. And wow, we lost the first 3 games, and then we lose the Lakers. It's LeBron James. The Atlanta Hawks go on to win a finals. Trae Young, 24 years old, first finals MVP, first finals victory for him. So, final season here. I changed. No, I do not want scoring to go down. That's what would happen if the shot clock went up. So, draft lottery right now. Did we trade all our picks? I don't see our logo anywhere, so I'm assuming we probably don't have anything. San Antonio followed by Oklahoma City twice, and then the Warriors. Oh my God, I could have traded for that Warriors pick. Oh, that's a straight fucking kick in the balls right there. I don't mind Rick Carlisle. You know, he's an A and an A- rating. I think that might even be a little bit too much, you know, too much praise, but I'm going to roll with him. You know, it's good enough ratings. It doesn't really matter, you know, what I actually personally think of him. I kind of go off ratings, especially in the game here. So, team player options, Terry Green and Sengun are all going to be coming back for us. Honestly, might roll with Tyrell Terry. I think Kemba Walker definitely could be a sign and trade guy for me. We do have to pay Luka Doncic. It's a whole lot of money, though. Which is obviously very well deserved, but we still do have to pay him. So Luka's coming back. Hopefully he accepts. Okay, if he didn't accept that deal, I would have been fucked. And Kemba wants 20. You know, he still wants a lot of money. I'm gonna pay him it. Just oh my God, I can give him $40 million. Oh, not Luka. That's actually crazy. I'm gonna probably give him around 32, just because I feel like that's kind of a general area where all the bigger, you know, name point guards are. I mean, I'm not probably trading him for a point guard. I think probably looking more for a power forward, but. That being said, I think it's time to go with Tyrell Terry. I mean, just look at the difference in the numbers. It's not that drastically crazy. Kemba Walker is, you know, he's in a down year. Yes, we added Jaylen Brown, but he still should be, you know, probably a little bit more efficient than that. So I think Kemba's probably going to get traded. I think it's probably going to be for a new starting power forward. Not that Chris Boucher was bad at all. He's exactly what I was expecting him to be, honestly. But, you know, if we really want to win a championship, I think we need to make a significant move. So let's get into some trades. So can I somehow get Julius Randle from the New York Knicks? He's, you know, a little bit of a down year. You know, not in the rebound department, but in the points per game department anyways. I think I maybe might be able to. They're not really offering me any sort of, oh, did not mean to do that. You can have Sengun. Actually, they can't even afford it. I was just going to give them him just because, again, I don't really think he's definitely replaceable. This isn't even going to go through. Yes, it does. So 4 first-round picks gets me Julius Randle on this team. He's obviously going to be an upgrade. He's obviously going to be our new starting power forward. Probably a second or third option, depending on how you look at Jaylen Brown. So Tyrell Terry is who we're going to go with. You know, it's an interesting idea, him next to Luka Doncic. I think they can obviously both shoot the ball very well. And I'm excited to see what they can do as a dynamic duo. So I don't really know if I want to keep my boy Alperen Sengun here. If I can get some sort of upgrade. Actually, his overall, low-key, might shoot up a little bit at that power. Yeah, he goes up to a 76. So I mean, they're going to get a new backup center. Or backup power forward for him. Again, I don't really care. It's just my bench piece. Yeah, Chris Dunn, good defensive point guard. So we need a backup center now. Blake Griffin's just too old. Khem Birch is going to be fine by me. It's good enough. So new look team. Couple new nice fits on this team. I would say Julius Randle is definitely going to be that kind of third star that we do need. So I'm excited to see what he can do for this team. I'll see you guys at the start of the third and final year. So we've officially given Tyrell Terry the start at the point guard position. Not something I was definitely planning on doing when I started filming this video, but if I'm being honest, I was actually very relieved to get rid of Kemba Walker's contract. So have fun with that, New York Knicks, but we took Julius Randle from you. And it's a huge upgrade at that power forward spot. Can maybe take a little bit of the pressure off of Jonas Valanciunas, who is slightly regressing. Again, he still put up very serviceable numbers for me last year. Only 31 years old. It's not like he's 36. Do I know why he still was an 85, 84 overall and is now an 81 when he averaged a double-double? You know, no, I do not, especially when he shot over 50% from the field the past however many seasons. And look, I get he's a center. He's supposed to be shooting over 50% from the field, but he doesn't have bad numbers. Like, why on earth is he regressing? It's just 2K so broken. Tyrell Terry, Luka Doncic, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, Jonas Valanciunas, bench unit. Josh Green's officially my new 6-man. Chandler Hutchinson, Khem Birch, and Chris Dunn. I like the defensive point guard off the bench, especially because Luka's probably not the best defensive player, and we do need a little bit of defense off the bench. So, let's get this done. Hopefully going from, you know, not even being in the West Finals yet to championship in one season. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. So this team was tremendous for us here at the end of the third and final season. Number 1 in the conference, number 1 in the power ranking. First time I can say that. Luka wins another MVP. Probably going to be a very, very strong possibility this guy wins multiple MVPs throughout his career. I think that's a pretty safe bet for everybody. Isaac Lakikele, I've heard of this guy before. I don't know how to say his name. Kate Cunningham, third 6-man of the year. You know what? I'm going to do something funny. You know what? This is going to be fun. Just because screw you. Where the hell is he? Mark Williams, most improved. Rick Carlos, 67-15 on the year for us. Obviously, I care much more about the postseason, though. Luka, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, Tyrell Terry was tremendous. Probably better numbers than what Kemba Walker would have put up for us. Valanciunas still at an 81, still putting up double-double numbers. That's all I need from him. Wow. 1, 2, 6 guys in double digits. I will take that. Rebounds when Valanciunas, assist was Doncic. So, Memphis, Morant, Matthew Cleveland, Andrew Wiggins found a new home. Jaren Jackson Jr., who I actually did try to trade for, because I honestly thought he was going to be easier to trade for than Julius Randle. Update, he was not. We sweep them, moving on to the Lakers, who beat us last year. LeBron's down to an 89. I do not remember the last time I saw LeBron in the 80s in one of these videos. That's pretty crazy. We do go on to win in 6 in Minnesota here, who I believe beat us at one point in time in this video, but we're going to hopefully get some... Man, oh man, oh man. I seriously think I just don't have it anymore, man. I guess I just don't have it anymore in the rebuild department. So, I just don't really care anymore about rebuilds, if I'm being honest. Yes, I still have fun doing them. Do I care if I really win a championship? Not really. I still give it my all. I still try to win or build a good team, but it doesn't really affect me as much as it used to because 2K's product just sucks. And if we're being honest, I don't think you guys probably have as much fun watching these. That's kind of why I went ahead and started expanding content, and I'm really excited to do that. Hopefully you guys like that as well. But that being said, I'm not going to bitch about 2K. Anybody can do that for hours on end. I know I can anyways. So if you guys do have any other video ideas, whether they're rebuilds, whether they're just general NBA, content, whatever it may be, feel free to let me know. I'm super excited to react to your hot takes tomorrow. Or actually, well, I guess I'll be doing it tonight. You guys will see it tomorrow. So comment some things down below. If you guys have a hot take, make sure to let me know those down below. I think it's going to be a super funny video. I'm really excited to see what you guys do say, because trust me, I've seen some hot takes you guys have on Twitter with me. I've seen some hot takes in my comment section. So reacting to them all in one video is going to be a pretty good one, I would say. So as always, if you guys do have any other video ideas, feel free to comment them down below. If you guys are new around here, please do help out the channel. Road to 30K. I'm somehow really hoping to hit it maybe by like middle or to early July. That would be super cool. Might be a little bit of a stretch though, but daily uploads, we're growing every day. You guys have been killing it with subs lately, so if you guys can keep on doing it with me, I think we can definitely keep going from here, man. So that seriously does do it for me though. I seriously do appreciate all of you guys' support. As I've been transitioning into some new content, I would not be able to do this without you guys at all. So I love you guys. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next one.